Oh, careful, it's heavier than it looks.
Bloody hell, what have you got in there?
Books.
You're studying engineering, aren't you?
Not at the moment, it's prep work for when I go back. I'm taking a year out.
Well, Steve never said.
Didn't I? Thought I had.
That's fantastic. Is it a birdie?
Yes.
Can I put it on my wall? Thank you. I'm really sorry I've not managed to get down to visit before now.
And me. I was starting to think Steve had made up the fact he had a sister. I'd hoped we might meet when Ben was born.
I know. I would have come sooner if I could have, honestly.
Edinburgh student life that good, is it?
Not recently. There's been a stalker freaking everybody out round where I live.
Nutters. I tell you, that's one thing I don't miss about city life. At least you feel safe in the country.
I wasn't too worried until I started to get silent phone calls the night before last.
You poor thing. It's no wonder you're shaking.
I'll help you get settled before I get off to the doctor's.
What's wrong?
Ingrown toenail. But the fuss he's making, you think he was having his leg off.
When I rang to say I was coming, I couldn't tell whether he was pleased or not.
Of course he is. He thinks the world about you, you know that. If he seems a bit grumpy, it's just because he's mad because of this foot thing. He's making him miss the first shoot of the season. Right, come on, Ben. We're going to pick Daddy up.
I can look after Ben if you like.
But you never offer. I can't believe the size of that bandage. He'll have to push the seat back.
Where's Ben?
He's with Trisha.
But he hardly knows her. He might get scared.
Oh, don't be so daft. He's really taken to her.
I'm going to go and look for them. It'll be dark soon.
Don't be so stupid. Look, sit down, Bigfoot.
I can manage.
Hiya!
Hiya.
Tricia, where have you been?
Don't shout. I took him to Scarsdale to see the kestrels.
What is the matter, Steve?
I was concerned, that's all.
Why's that? Don't you trust me?
You go and take your things off, sweetheart.
You're here now. Let's leave it.
No, I won't. I asked you a question. Don't you trust me?
Look, this is silly. You're arguing over nothing.
Steve?
Why are you making it so difficult? I know how much you care about her. You're always telling me how you had to be a mother and father to her after your parents died. You've wanted to sort this out for years and now's your chance. She came back now because she needs you, Steve. She's frightened. Did you enjoy your bath?
Yeah. I'm going to get an early night. Catch up on some lost sleep. If you hear a scream in the middle of the night, it'll just be me having a nightmare.
Hey, no stalker on earth would get past our geese.
No. Night, then.
Good night.
Night, Steve.
See you in the morning.
Very brave boy.
It's all right, sweetheart.
It's not as bad as it looks. There's always a lot of blood above the eyes because it's quite fleshy.
What are you doing messing about?
It's a game.
Right, all done. Bring him in 4 days' time, we'll whip him out. Oh, and if you need a repeat prescription or your depot injection sorted, I'll be happy to do that.
How do you know about me?
Well, Steve mentioned that you were coming, so...
Would someone like to tell me what all that was about? Steve!
Hi. How's Ben?
Oh, he's fine.
Can I go and see him?
No. He's sleeping.
Don't look like that. It's the drugs making me shake like this. I've brought you a booklet on schizophrenia. It explains what it is and how it affects.
Right. Steve!
Alison, I'm all right.
We both feel a bit uneasy about having you here around Ben.
Steve, listen to me. I know I was ill when you came to see me that time, but I've been treated now. I'm fine. Can't you see that?
Look, we're just concerned.
Really? Well, you've no need to be. I'll be leaving as soon as the stalker's found. think I'm imagining it, don't you?
I just want to make sure you're okay.
The only thing wrong with me is in your heads.
It's about having Trisha in the house. She's not been out of the room in 3 days. Nobody's speaking to anybody. To be honest, I'm frightened she might become violent.
I don't think there's any need to be worried. Most schizophrenics aren't violent, and even when they are, they're more likely to hurt themselves than someone else. I know she was a bit aggressive with Steve when she was first diagnosed. He hasn't told you that either. Sorry. Look, his schizophrenia is more or less under control with the medication she's on.
I hope you're right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Steve, can we please talk about this? I'm really worried.
There's no need to. She's not aggressive now, is she?
But we can't be sure she won't be.
Give her a break, will you? She's staying out of our way. What more do you want?
Will you stop reading that and look at me? Well, at least it's safe for her to go back now.
She can stay as long as she wants, as far as I'm concerned. We've been completely wrong about her.
Have we?
Benson, Hedges, good dogs. See you later, son.
Let Mummy see what you found.
It's so irresponsible.
Ben might have swallowed them. You could have poisoned him.
You're trying to put the shine on me.
What? I don't know what you mean.
Depositing the receptacles in this hemisphere. Here, this one. Both vestibules.
Trisha, you're not making sense. I don't think you're very well.
You're the one doing it. Keep your shine off my mind, Alison.
What do I do? I know she's sick, but I'm frightened to bring her into the house. I've got a 3-year-old son, for God's sake.
I completely understand.
Look, the psychiatrist should be here soon. If she thinks it's necessary, then she'll be taken into hospital today. How's the head, Ben?
Get off him! Leave him alone.
Hey, Tricia, I was just taking a look at his wound.
He's the controller.
Leave Ben alone. He's not yours to control.
Listen, Tricia, there's a psychiatrist on her way and she wants to have a word with you.
Get away from her, Claire! She'll interject the Magdalongers! Quickly!
I can't cope with this. You've got to do something.
Can't you sedate her?
But they can't sedate her, not against her will. They can only do that if she's admitted to hospital under section. For that, they need a psychiatrist.
Do something.
You do think she needs to be in hospital?
Definitely. I consider her to be a danger to herself and others.
She could have hurt us.
And I think it's your responsibility to find her a bed.
If there are no beds, there are no beds. We're dealing with this all the time. Are you aware of how many acute psychiatric beds we've lost in this country over the past 10 years?
No.
Around 8,000. It's called Care in the Community. A great vision that's falling apart for want of funding. The government's put a freeze on acute bed closures, but that's a bit like closing the door after the horse has bolted.
This is how the NHS was meant to be. Efficiency and rationalisation are one thing, but not providing asylum for a sick girl who desperately needs it. It's completely out of order.
Hard choices. Isn't that what the politicians say? A psychiatric bed or an incubator? We don't make the choices, Dr. Atwood. We just have to find ways of working with them.
So what happens now?
We hope that we can find her a bed elsewhere. You can fill in the medical recommendation for admission in detention under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act. I'll contact the approved social worker and ring round, see if I can find a bed. I'm sorry. I've even been on to Newcastle. I'll keep trying when I get back to the hospital. The best possibility so far is a bed in Manchester the day after tomorrow.
She can't stay here for another 2 days.
We can't just turn her out.
She goes or me and Ben do.
If you could get her to leave the house, we might be able to get the police to pick her up. They could hold her on a Section 136 until a bed becomes available.
They put her in a cell.
Well, at least she'd be safe.
I can't let that happen.
Then I'm leaving.
Yeah. Drink that.
I taught her to shoot.
There's no point in beating yourself up over it. You had the gun locked away. What more could you do?
Don't look at me like that. I've already had a row with one of your lot to get this far. I do live here. So if you don't mind, I'd like to get my son's blanket. He couldn't settle without it last night.
Go ahead.
Alison, please.
You made your choice, now live with it.
I heard it. There's been a shot fired, hasn't there? Yes, but I still think you should stay here.
No! I want to go to my sister. She needs me.
You're too upset to drive, Sean.
I'm not. I'll take him. Come on, I'm coming with you. I've got to get back for Ben. What are you doing?
I want to stay with her.
Fine.
I'm sorry I've hurt you. But I couldn't let her down again. When she went into that hospital, I couldn't bear to go and see her. And while she's got in the world, Alison, and I couldn't bring myself to go and see her. I need to be here if she comes to.
I understand.
I've just had a word with the surgeon. If she makes it through the night, she's going to pull through.
Thanks for everything. I know you did all you could to save her.
You okay?
I will be. Until she wakes up.